Okay, IED, this is going to be problem 1.4.1 suite improvement. We're going to be focusing on the execute, which is carry out the work. This is us actually doing the design for the boxes and the holding inside of the cupcakes and the muffins. So the easiest way to describe this section is that if all of your group members are doing the same thing, there's a really high probability that you are wasting time. So it may not necessarily be all four of the people wasting their time, but one person or two people are probably going to end up with this lull where they don't necessarily have anything to do. So what you need to do whenever you carry out the work is the first thing is to create a project schedule. So every day, estimate the percent complete on each identified task, the percentage of the total work required to complete the task that is complete at that time. So, for example, if you are completely done with the 3D CAD model, then that would be 100% done. And you kind of have to gauge at what percent you're done. And you can use what's called a Gantt chart. And the way that the Gantt chart works is, oh, it just gives me a search for it. I'm sorry. It's basically a timeline. I'll see if I can get a couple of Google images of it. And you can see like how far people have actually progressed using bars and saying, okay, well, this person is, we're still working on this and this is almost complete. And you can say like, okay, like the days of the month, as time goes on, you make the bar go longer and longer. So with a Gantt chart, the longer your bar gets, the more time you're spending on a particular part of the project. The thing about the thing about the pastry design or the box design is that you can't spend all your time on one specific part. And that's something that a lot of people, including myself, are usually guilty of. We'll spend a lot of time on one specific section, but then when it's asking for other parts, we're normally very weak on that subject or we don't produce the things that we need to produce. So what we're going to do while we develop this solution is you need to make sure that your work is distributed evenly between them, between all your group members, and you're going to try to work it out as best you can. If you are digital, then you are your own Gantt chart. You have to do this by yourself, which is perfectly fine. You can do this all digitally using Onshape. It's not too terribly big of a deal. If you don't get finished all the way with it, that will be fine. Just make sure you get what you get turned in by the due date. And, you know, since you're by yourself, I'm going to be grading this with a grain of salt. So don't go super crazy on me. You can use this Gantt chart template. Ah, that's where we should actually click to download. You can use this template here and you can type in your own stuff into your Gantt chart to kind of give you a visual of what's going on. So here's what we need. So we're going to develop the solution. So we're using the design process, and we're going to be creating models to communicate your work through the design process. So you need concept sketches of design ideas. You need a 3D CAD model of the chosen design with the associated dimension drawings. You need a physical prototype of the design. You can use 3D printed parts, or you can use any materials that I have available to me in this room is fair game for this assignment. So if you don't want to use that, if you want to use cardboard instead, you can totally use cardboard instead. And then you need a appropriate mathematical model to analyze the prototype performance. So these cupcakes have specific dimensions and these cupcakes have specific volumes. So you can utilize the volume of the objects to come up with some kind of mathematical model to justify why your design actually works really, really well. Okay, document the trade-offs that you've made in designing your solution and the impact of those trade-offs. Gather all required project documentation, including dimension drawings with tolerances, and use the project schedule to document your project. So this is a lot of information. So the execute section where we actually do this, this is where we're doing the legit design process. And this is where I'm going to expect the most work out of everyone in this. There's a whole lot of work to be done here to make it look good and to make it look right. So we're going to work on this for a whole lot of time, and I'm going to give you the time that you need in order to be able to finish this. But this is going to be, all of these things down here are things that I'm going to be expecting of you for this section, for the execute section. Okay? It should be fun. Good luck with it, and I'll talk to you guys later.